expect them to in day one that you're hoping to see bounce back here in day two?
Look, I was surprised that Bucky didn't necessarily do as well as I would have expected. It's not that he did terribly, but I think now when we're in more of the standard Battle Royale game mode, we should see them succeed a bit more. But, time will tell. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, folks. Well, we'll get to see that one a little bit later on. The players are getting ready to go right now. And before we get there, it's time for the moment that's as good as gold. The State Farm Golden Khakis from our friends at State Farm, an official supporter of Twitch Rivals. Whether you're in-game or in real life, State Farm is on your level. Now, let's work together to reward some of the good neighbors in the Twitch Rivals community. First, we'll need you to answer a quick poll here to choose the category for today's Golden Khakis award. And at the end of the show, you'll help pick the winner of today's Golden State Farm Golden Khakis trophy. Check it out. It's beautiful. It's a pair of khakis. They're golden. Who wouldn't want that on their shelf behind them, folks? So we got 4 categories, right? This is basically going to be what type of award category do we have at the end? And we'll have a whole bunch of clips from within this category that you'll get to vote on at the end of the show. So do you want to see clips around the most inspiring neighbor, which is awarded to the player who's inspired others with their gameplay and attitude? The most tactical neighbor, awarded to the player who never gave up and overcame the situation. The most acrobatic neighbor, awarded to the player whose moves are just unrivaled. Or the most supportive neighbor, awarded to the player who provided the best support to their team. Get your votes in now, folks. Casters, what category do we think is the most exciting here?
Inspiring, tactical, acrobatic. Look, there's some ways to look at this. Supportive, even. If we're thinking strategy, you got tactical. That's the competitive side of me thinking. But also, like what we saw yesterday from Happy, I like the supportive side, right? Having fun, doing what you can with it. I'm gonna pick 2, right? I think either supportive or tactical, or one of the 2 I want to see.
Well, I just feel like that most inspiring neighbor, awarded to the player who inspires others with their gameplay and attitude. I felt really inspired by Happy's attitude yesterday, Panda. I'm just saying. I feel like that might be the award for her.
Yeah, see, I mean, you could be right. You could be right. We even talked about this a little bit before. We got a little sneak preview of these categories, and Tokata and I had a very similar sentiment. It was competitive focus, right? The tactical award obviously is the one I'm going to lean towards personally, because I know there's a lot of teams that are going to show off their big brain plays and make some exceptional moments happen here in this event. And I think rewarding those, for me at least, is one that I'd want to see. But listen, it's not up to us, right? It's up to the people.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Chat gets to decide. And look. We're giving out the title of Twitch Rivals champion and $1,000 to the most tactical neighbor already. Come on, guys. Do they really get a trophy as well? Like, I mean, we could give this award to somebody else. Just saying.
I don't know.
I'd rather have the trophy.
I don't know. You had some interesting kind of ideas too yesterday with some of the players. I'm not going to name any names, but the players that might have been in first place, you might have jinxed them a little bit. I don't know if I want you jinxing.
Okay, we didn't drop this whole narrative. I had no impact on the gameplay yesterday. Just saying. They confirmed it in the interview. That's what I remember them saying anyways. Well, chat, keep your votes coming in there. We should be getting the poll. I think, okay, the results are ready. The results are ready. Let's find out what chat voted for. Again, we could have the inspiring neighbor, the tactical neighbor, the acrobatic neighbor, or the supportive neighbor. You guys went with supportive neighbor, baby. Let's see the supports in chat. Drop a 1 in chat if you're a support on your rosters, folks. I know I am. Awarded the player who provides the best support to their team. We'll get to see that one a little bit later on. Keep your eye out during today's events because you'll be voting for the Golden Khakis winner at the end of the show. So stay golden and remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, folks. We've got so many competitors getting ready to go. All those streamers we showed you guys earlier, they're live on Twitch right now. You can check out the Twitch Rivals extension over on that side and see a list of all those streamers. Maybe go check one out. Click on someone you haven't seen before. You might get to see your new favorite streamer here. Speaking of streamers that are going to be competing in the event today, let's talk with Reddish. Reddish is on the line, competing in our event yesterday. Came close to getting that top spot here. Reddish, talk to us about how you felt coming out of yesterday's competition.
Crazy. I don't know if you guys saw the leaderboard, but the points were so close. I think at the end of the day, we were top 8, but we were only 8 points away from top 3. So everybody gave their best, and we had some unlucky games, but we had a lot of like top 3, top 5, and I had such a W duo. I played with NPen, and it was awesome. I'm excited for today. We're winning today.
Let's go. Speaking about supportive, that's the support I love to hear. I hope you're doing well, Reddish. And I want to know, look, you guys popped off yesterday. The last match was insane, but now it's a different game mode. It's no longer Fortnite Reload. We're back in Battle Royale Zero Build. Any strategies you kind of want to leak, or what's kind of like the game plan for today?
Game plan is we land Redline Rig and we win. That's pretty much it.
Oh,
Easy
That's
two-step
1-2.
plan.
That's our strat.
Love it.
It's kind of easy. I think we got
You know-
this. I'm not even worried.
You know, that's a good strategy. That's a good strategy. But look, the loadouts are a bit different from day to day too. What is something you're going to be leaning into in this current meta to help you guys find that success?
I don't think the meta matters much to us because we're such a good team. And NPen is such a goated
Okay.
IGL. So I would just listen to NPen, stick close, and hit my shots. And I don't think any of those changes in the zones and some weapons that are allowed and are not allowed, I don't think that would be a problem for us. We'll just try our best and we should be fine.
I love the confidence. Meta doesn't matter. We're just that good. Let's go, Reddish. Okay, well, let's take a moment to talk about something that's not specific to today's competition and more about streaming in general. It's time for a segment presented by Mythwalker, the mobile geolocation fantasy RPG that uses real locations to tell the stories of Earth's myths and legends. It's Myth or Meta, where we present a streamer with a popular myth about streaming and gaming, and you tell us if it's myth or if it's meta. And chat, you can weigh in too by voting in the poll in the extension now. Okay, Reddish, you ready?
I think so. Let's hear it.
So, today's topic is, quote, the best way to grow your audience as a streamer is as a consistent streaming schedule. Is this myth or meta?
That is the meta, in my opinion. That is the meta. It's very important for people to know when you're gonna be there for them. Kind of like a TV show. Like, you know when your favorite TV show is gonna air and you're gonna be there for it? I think it's kind of the same here. Like, if they know, it definitely helps.
Okay. You heard it right here, folks, from someone who has done the walk, walked the walk, and has already done it here. It is meta. Make sure you got that streaming schedule if you want to be a successful streamer. Reddish, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Good luck in today's competition.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have fun, guys.
All right, folks. Thank you to Reddish for playing along with Myth or Meta, presented by Mythwalker, with a cast of magical characters, deep quests, combat and progression systems, and the chance to really party in co-op mode. Mythwalker is the global RPG for everyone. Discover more and sign up for the closed beta now at mythwalker.com. Before we move on, though, chat, let's see what you had to say. We asked you whether this was myth or meta. All of you guys are out there voting. We'll get you. We'll get your votes in here. Maybe while we wait for the chat's votes to come in here. My fellow casters, Panda, do you think this is myth or is this meta?
So here's the thing. I agree and disagree with Reddish, right?
Oh.
I think it's a myth that the consistent schedule is always going to work out for a streamer, right? But I do agree with her in the sense that your audience should always know when you're going to stream. I definitely think that is more or less the meta, but we've seen it, especially with like Kai, for example, right? He's the pinnacle of streaming and creating exciting content right now. He does not have a consistent schedule, but you know when he's going live, especially when he's got special events. So I think it's about communicating with your audience on that front, but not necessarily always about having that consistent schedule.
Okay. Kind of a twist on there. 74% of the chat, though, Takata thinks that this is meta.
Oh, look, I'm with the chat as well. I think it's meta. Even Headshot Chick talked about it yesterday. It wasn't even the question necessarily, but she was like, yeah, stay consistent, keep that schedule. You want to know, for example, if you're an early morning streamer too, you wake up, have your coffee, and you say, hey, Reddish is going to be online. I'm going to pop it on the TV, watch a little bit before I go. And it's a good way to kind of keep that core audience watching you. So I'm on the meta boat.
Okay. Well, I hear what you're putting down though, Panda. Like, it is the meta does change over time, and at this point, just as long as they know when you're going live, that is the most important thing. But I can attest that I watched Amaz play Hearthstone every morning for breakfast for like 2 years. I didn't even really like Hearthstone. He was just always on when I was eating breakfast, and I liked Amaz, so I watched a lot of it. Like the schedule does have some strong sides to it there, chat. So if you're looking to become a successful streamer, keeping a good schedule. That was when I was starting to become a streamer. That was Golden Boy back in the day was a person who was like a mentor to me, and I was like, what can I do to make it better? And he's like, bro, you got to get a schedule going. And I was like, oh. So it was a big help there.
Right, true.
does help. All right, chat. It's also, before we get into game number 1, time for Guessing with Duncan, where you have the chance to win big. You can check out the polling widget in the extension, make your predictions, and watch your name shoot up the leaderboard. The top 10 finishers get $10 Duncan and Twitch gift cards, and the first place winner gets to claim this awesome, brand new co-branded Duncan and Twitch Rivals jersey here, folks. Look, it's got all the stuff. These are patches too. It's not even just a print. Like, it's a high quality jersey. Make sure you get one, folks. It's very comfy as well, I can confirm. Enter exclamation point Duncan in chat for the full rules. You cast your predictions now. Speaking of predictions, gentlemen, you got some way too early predictions. If you had to pick a team to win today, who's it going to be, Panda?
Ooh, so I'm going to go with the underdogs, like I talked about before. It is that Redditch Inpin combo. Because I've personally had chats with Inpin. I know where his mindset's at when he plays the game. I know how well and how invested he is, especially in these one-off events. He puts more effort, likely than anybody else, to prepare. So because of that, and because of like my knowledge of him specifically as a player, this is a team I got to go with. And Reddish, again, is a great combination for the way that he plays.
Okay, I love that, Takata.
Okay. I'm thinking about it. See, I know Hank and Pilkey were just 2 points off first place yesterday,
close.
so they won it more than anyone. But also Noah and Jaith. I don't know. We talked to them after the show. I asked them if they would get the back-to-back, so I want that dream to become a reality. I think Noah and Jaith are going to get it again.
Oh, he's predicting the 2-peat here, chat. We'll see if it happens. Chat, let us know who you think is going to win as well. And chat, while you're waiting for the amazing gameplay to get underway, our friends at Honda want to give you a chance to play right here in chat with 2 super fun games. One is the classic memory game. We've all played it before. There's 2 of every image hidden under the squares. As a team, you'll vote on which 2 squares to reveal, and the goal is to match all of the images before the time runs out. Game 2, it's a maze. Drive the Honda Prologue SUV through the maze. You must collect the Twitch Rivals V before making our way out the other side before the timer expires. Remember, chat, gotta work together, so good luck. Let's go, Pelly. Well done on the memory game. You guys got through one of the games. Maybe next break get to all of them. You didn't even get to the maze, though. You got to pick up some rookie numbers out there, folks. Our friends at Honda are here to empower you, chat. Honda is bringing you closer to the show than ever before with our Charged Up Chat feature. The best creative commentary from chat and from social media will be featured on the show. So join the conversation in chat. Send us your best memes, your fire one-liners on social media. Find us at Twitch Rivals or use the hashtag ChargedUpChat, and you might see your comments featured live on the show. Now, plus Honda is unveiling the brand new exclusive follower emote for you to have fun with, so make sure you're following the Twitch Rivals channel. Refresh your browser if you're hitting follow just right now as I'm speaking, and then use the emote menu and type TWR Honda. Let it fly. Have a good time. Honda offers a full line of clean, safe, fun, and connected vehicles. Their all-new, fully electric 2024 Prologue SUV features a timeless exterior, a tech-rich cabin, generous passenger and cargo space, folks. The Prologue is the perfect vehicle for weekend getaways and everyday drives. Appreciate Honda being a part of the show today. Let's talk about game number one, folks. The streamers are getting ready. You can see them back there. They're all getting their cosmetics perfected so that they can make sure they're in the correct headspace, placebos or not, folks. You got to make sure you got exactly the right visuals for you to go in. Are you guys sweaty when you play these competitions? Are you like default skins, like green morph suits? Like, what are you rocking?
You'll catch me with the superhero skin, full green, blending in with the trees. I'm pretty sweaty, unfortunately.
So cringe.
Yeah, probably the same. It's either that gray superhero or I'm rocking the black variant of the Focus outfit.
Ooh,
like it's one or the other when it comes to it.
Chat. I'm here with a bunch of sweats, chat. A bunch of people that want to win more than want to look good. If you look good, you play good, right? Am I wrong about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Yeah, sure, man.
Okay, well let's talk through the rules of game number one here, because again we're playing special rules every game. Then one thing I want to clarify: the rules earlier said that if you get eliminations during the safe zone period, it's -5 points. It's actually -10 points. So you really want to make sure you don't do that. We don't have to worry about that for game number one, though. Game number one is just a safe or a hotspot landing zone. So you earn 1 point for every member of your team that lands in the hotspot. That hotspot, gentlemen, is going to be Nitrodome. How many of our competitors do you think is going to be taking up those extra points right now?
That's a good question. Nitrodome is a pretty popular hotspot, but it kind of depends. I know some better hotspot or drop spots out there, but 2 points, you don't want to give that up. It is 1 point per elimination, 15 points if you're able to get the victory royale. So starting off with the 2 extra points, I mean, I'd take that, Panda. What about you?
I'm going to be honest. Yeah, 100%. But for me, I'm a little biased. Nitrodome is my spot. Like, that's where I've been landing all season. So if I was in this competition, I'd be landing there with the confidence that I'm taking out anybody else that's landing there. But for teams that maybe aren't as familiar, those 2 points might not be worth it. So we'll just have to wait and see how many people fight for it.
We heard an interview yesterday from Noah and Jatham talking about, like, you know, these extra rules and stuff like that, and that you could, by trying to get those extra points, oftentimes they felt thrown off Takada by like they're in a spot they're not familiar with. They feel a little bit less good, and that honestly they earned more points if they just played the game normally and ignored the hotspot.
Yeah, Jath, I think, was the one that was talking about it. He was like, we're getting a bit distracted and kind of have to lock in a bit more, focus on our game plan. It's what Headshot Chick was saying, too, for the reload mode. You got to have that game plan going into this match, whether it be your rotates, seeing where your opponents are dropping. You talked about, you know, sweaty players, Wave Punk, or kind of more casual. The sweaty players, I know, they're looking around to see who's dropping by them. There's already the drop map getting put out. So we'll have to see who's kind of put in the homework to strategize how they're going to play out today. But there's a lot of mix in how the matches are going to be played out. Luckily enough, it's just a hot spot for game one, so no special weapons, no safe zone, so it should be an easy way to get us into the start.
Well, and we have a different map today than we had yesterday, correct? Everyone's going to have to be adjusting?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, how do you feel like that's going to really affect our teams and the way that they approach this map? I mean, do you feel like they'll be more familiar or less familiar with this map, given that the previous one was like a remake of the original map?
That's a good question, actually, yeah. What do you think, Panda?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think 100% they're going to be more familiar with this map. And the reason I say that is most of these players have been playing the BR for the entire chapter, right? And yes, there's been adjustments to this BR map throughout these different seasons, but Reload is brand new. And so, yes, there is some familiarity to the old Chapter 1 POIs that were included in the Reload map, but the reload map itself still rotates different. Loot is different. So like it still is a very different experience, and one that most players probably still aren't as familiar with as they are the standard BR map. So that's why I'm going to lean towards today's competition being one that these players feel more familiar with and more adjusted to, especially when you consider we have 40 players on the BR map, which gives plenty of room for these players to pick a spot and really take advantage of the loot spread across this map.
Yeah, it'll be I don't know. I'm fascinated to see which teams do well today that struggled yesterday, and maybe even vice versa. If there's any teams that felt really comfortable in reload that struggle now, that you're back down to having only one life, as is typical. Talking about teams and like players that haven't done well, players that didn't do well yesterday, players that we didn't talk about as much yesterday. Is there anyone on this list that you feel like maybe didn't get the glory they deserve, Tokata?
Look, I'm looking right now at the drop map, and there's actually two players that I think that could have done better, which is Jay and Apply, who come from some other titles alongside Doki and Dorius, but the problem is they're contesting each other, so we'll have to see kind of who ends up coming on top. I think they finished in a similar location on the leaderboard, so we're going to have a nice battle.
Let's take a look at, while we're talking about this, you can keep talking, but let's show, this is the leaderboard. This is what happened yesterday, so we can take a look at like which teams did well yesterday and which teams we would hope would do maybe, or like we think might have a chance of doing better today.
Looking here, I also see that Maddie and Sined, even though that they are 4th place right now on the leaderboard from yesterday, they are going to be contested in the Nitrodrome. So their drop spot is where the hot spot is being played out, but they're contested by Swearin and Twinkies. So I don't know.
Okay. We got 2 Maddies in this competition too. We got to make sure we're specifying that. That was the Maddie, NF, and Sined there. They won that final 6th game with the highest point total, like the best score with 28 points there, Panda, that we had seen from the entire day. So they ended the day on the hugely strong note.
Yeah, you could tell that they had a strong finish, but we were talking about players that didn't necessarily perform to their expected spot, and I think Bucky is going to be the biggest one, right? 15th place out of 20 teams for Bucky is unheard of, right? So I imagine that has something to do with the reload difference between the BR map. Maybe he hasn't put as much time in reload. So now that he's going to be back in his home and native, there could be a pretty different experience for them.
Well, if I know anything about gamers like Bucky, hearing us say all this, like, how should you expect him to play as well as he did for so many hours? That's going to get under their skin, and they're going to come in with a fire today, folks. They're in the battle bus. They're ready to go. Game number 1, dropping in. Who goes to the Nitrodrome? Who plays it safe? We're about to find out. Let's get underway.
I'm excited. Let's take a look here. We're going to be looking at our winners from yesterday. Jaith and Noah W Plays finishing with, I believe, 82 points. Second place had 80 points, so they were the leaders by just a couple points. However, I'm not sure if they're going to be contested today, Panda.
That's a good question. I mean, look, with the way that this is spread and with the limited teams, I can't imagine it being worth contesting, right? Even if you're used to a POI. Like Jaith here, obviously landing Lavish Layer, they're used to it. This is probably their choice regularly. If you were being contested in this particular competition, I would just opt to find where's uncontested, right? Like he said yesterday in his interview, going through the hot spots and not going through the typical motions that you're used to can throw you off. So it's like, find a place that you feel comfortable and hopefully is uncontested, and that's where you're really going to find the success.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying in this tournament, I assume it's like there's 40 players on the map, right? 20 duos. There's not a 100-player lobby, but we're playing on a map which generally has 100 players on it. So there's a lot of open POIs and drop spots that you can choose to land at. So I'm on your boat. I agree. It'd be kind of a little risky to contest someone, especially off the start. This is actually one of the duos that, according to the drop map, was going to be contested. I hear I'm trying to listen to the voice comms to see. I hear them laughing, but I don't think there's any danger yet.
This is Doki. This is the first time I'm tuning in to Doki Bird's stream, and like this setup is actually so sick.
It is, isn't it?
I almost had like several cars try to
Gotta root for him. Listen, now I'm a Doki Bird fan, so like this team's got to come in first now, right?
I'm hoping for it. I actually remember. I think I went against Dorius.
Right there.
I don't know if it was in a Twitch Rivals. It was in a tournament though before. I know he's got aim. And
Okay.
seeing that it's 0 build, we'll have to see if they can put it to work. But at least they're having fun from what I'm hearing, just like yesterday. This is Maddie and Sined. We talked about them as well. It was another duo that, according to the drop map, was going to be contested in the Nitrodrome. This is also the hot spot for this match. So they've already gotten an extra 2 points on the leaderboard just by dropping here. Now the question is, are there more players that have decided to capitalize on kind of that bonus? But from what I can see so far, it seems pretty peaceful.
Yeah, this might be a free few points for them. And
I would prefer to drive.
wait, okay, hold on. Looks like we got
Can be the shooter.
Tax here alongside Happy Gal. Maybe they landed in Nitro and then rotated out. That's a possibility, just to get those points and keep it moving. But again, with the spread across this map, I think it's going to take a little bit for us to get into the action. But once it kicks off, it's 0 builds. It kicks off. So this is going to be an interesting play, or an interesting game, I should say, to play out, especially with the different challenges throughout the day. Because once you start limiting weapons, that's when you really see the skill kind of break out.
Do you have any favorite kind of games that are going to be played out today? I mean, to clarify, like, for example, I'm excited for Game 2, right? Game 2, it's only cars, basically. You can use, like, the EMP, you can use the remote explosive, the pickaxe, but you can't use any weapons. It's basically just an all-out demolition derby with vehicles. And I remember last time we did that in Nick A30's event, it was a lot of fun. So I'm excited for that one. I don't know if there's another one you're looking forward to, but I know that one's going to be fun.
I don't know. I think I'm here for that, to be honest. Listen, the
On the same
vehicles are
boat.
like the center of chaos this season. So seeing that play out in the Twitch Rivals event, I'm here for it. Like send it. Let's go.
I'm down. We'll have to see. You said it yourself, though. 40 players up on the full 0 build map. Gives a lot of time for these players to kind of loot up and prep themselves for the late game, but they're going to want to stack up on kind of those utilities, those shield bubbles, those bunkers, those things in 0 build that kind of allow you to build mini structures to protect yourself or even just use the vehicles. So we can see right now Jath and Noah have all of Lavish Lair to themselves, so it will take them a little bit to loot up, but
Okay.
I don't think it should be any issues.
Oh, swing and a miss. Just kidding.
Yeah.
They definitely hit us, right?
Yeah, they
Good
did.
plays here
You mean to nitro us, or we're good?
from this team. Tax is another player that, like, genuinely, I feel like it doesn't get necessarily the credit he deserves, right? Like, he is one of the most talented 0 build players, so I'm curious how he's going to play this one out here. Happy Gal, of course, a phenomenal personality in the space, and really popped off here recently on some of those short form platforms. So it's cool to see Happy Gal find success in the Fortnite space. I'm always celebrating new Fortnite creators, right? Like,
Come over here.
it's such a family in the Fortnite space that when you see new people winning, it's always just a good time.
That's what you love to see. I remember she was showing us some emotes the other day, mid-match. Tax got a little nervous because they got pushed during one of the emote dance battles, but luckily enough, they came out fighting and did not get eliminated. So we'll see if we see something similar today. I think they are uncontested here at Brawlers Battleground, so they have a pretty good drop spot for today. If they continue not being contested, taking a look at Maddie and Sined, though. They secured those 2 points from Nitrodrome, and now they are continuing with the rotation. From what I see here is they not only have the mythic vehicle, but they're also going to choose to play a bit passive. You can see they're going to kind of more the uncongested side of the zone on the edge. Maybe they'll move from here, but so far that's what I'm seeing.
This team is going to be one that's locked, right? Like, Sined, obviously a phenomenal player in the EU region, and then of course Maddie NF, a competitor in her own right. Like, these two together are definitely going to be taking this super serious, which is why we saw them in the top 10 yesterday, and I imagine we're going to see a top 5 finish for them here today. Like, especially with the mindset of Maddie, I definitely think this is going to be a solid team. We'll have to watch them closely as they rotate around. But have you had a chance to check out this new POI?
I looked at it a little bit today during FNCS. It's like this new pirate ship that's appeared here. Now, I don't think it has too many chests on it. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you remember what chapter or season it was, but when there was the volcano in the game, and I think it was like Lazy
Yes.
Lodge or something like that. You know the boat I'm talking about, the pirate ship?
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that.
That's a good time, man. I remember that era, that chapter 1 era. That was genuinely a lot of fun. So I might have to check that out here when I dive back into the game a little later. But oh man, Bucky.
We talked about it.
Well, maybe it's a curse, right? We talk about him and it just doesn't start working out for him. But
I hope not.
listen, if anybody can come back from this, it's Bucky.
Apparently it was season 8 where the volcano and boat was. Don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I think it sounds about right.
That is, I'm pretty positive because it was just before World Cup,
Right.
which
They're
was
going
that
back
era,
now they're
and it was before season 10 because mechs.
Oh yeah, good times. Good
times.
times. Taking a look at Reddish and NPen. We talked to Reddish here in the pre-show for a little bit. Great personality in the Fortnite space. She's done a lot of her own zero build tournaments as well, even reload tournaments. So it's great to see her competing once again. They also have a nice little vehicle set up that they're going to be using throughout the match, it seems. NPen is going to be the IGL, the in-game leader of this duo. So like Reddish said in the interview, she's going to be locked in, listening to NPen's calls, hitting her shots. And that's her plan for today. So far, there's only been a few players that have been eliminated. So it's continuing to be quite a bit passive.
I'm not surprised at this point, to be honest with you. The way they're playing it, it's kind of smart, right? You play around your car, you keep moving, right? As soon as shots start to come towards you, you identify where they're at, get in your car and go, right? Because especially the vehicle they have, it's pretty sturdy, and they can easily get into an engagement while removing any of that risk, or most of the risk, I should say, when it comes to pushing someone like that in zero build.
Right. I'm looking here at Clutch Shot Vexy. Oh, I'm trying to remember what place they finished, but I know that they played very well in yesterday's tournament. I think even top 5 they might have finished. So if they can continue that momentum from yesterday, I would not be surprised if they have a solid finish today once again. I don't know if you've seen the common theme that we've been seeing, but a lot of these players just making use of the vehicles in a majority of these matches, because in zero build, if you're in a vehicle, even if you can't build, you can get away from a sticky situation or even play aggressive if you want to without getting shot as easily if you were just walking through the map.
Drop your shotgun.
No, drop the enforcer.
Makes perfect sense,
okay.
to be honest. And it even makes, for Clutch Shot too, it makes sense that he had a great performance yesterday. Like this dude comes to these Rivals events and just shows up, right? He also plays a lot of zero build. So I could definitely see today even being better than yesterday. But of course, reload is just a different beast in itself. So it still shows off some of that zero build skill early on. But now we're over here with Headshot Chick and Fluger. Listen, I've been saying this for a while, right? I met Fluger at an event in Dallas. I want to say it was 2022, right? Actually, yeah, it was 2022, right? And this man was only in the collegiate scene. He wasn't really streaming, but he was a top performer in the collegiate space for Fortnite. And then Zero Build came out. And when Zero Build came out, this man just took over. And his focus shifted from collegiate to Zero Build. And now he's easily one of the top, I would say, 25 Zero Build players in the world. So, he's definitely a special one to watch in this competition. And we'll see what him and Headshot Chick can accomplish together. And they're definitely going to be a high pick for me.
I'm excited. Got me that Fluger lore that I didn't have before. I also just got an update as well. We talked about it. Clutch Shot and Vexy actually finished 3rd yesterday with 64 points. So top 3 finish. I knew they did good. So hopefully to see them do it once again. Colosso and Maddie making use of that repair torch on their vehicle to tank kind of the shots. There's also
Take a look here.
The River of Styx, that green water you see, if you're not familiar with it. It's the River of Styx. When you dip your toes in it, you get these kind of skulls around your character, and they're basically these dashes that you can use to propel yourself forwards a little bit, but some sort of got a professional race car driver or something in the match. Not sure where he came from.
Longest reload ever.
Yeah. Interesting setup there for them.
Ooh.
Vanessa and Crackley, though.
Yeah.
Nice elimination on the board. I missed who that was, but honestly, with them finishing 7th yesterday, I'm not surprised to see them starting off strong here today. Crackley is another one of those players that has like gone under the radar in some of these other like third-party events where he like shows up in these events and dominates and then plays less of the major events, so we don't talk about him a lot. But Crackley genuinely is a phenomenal player. Like this crew that we have, these 20 teams are genuinely some of the best, not only players, but creators as well in the Fortnite space. So it's cool to see these different combos and dynamics playing together, especially like Vanessa and Crackley, because Vanessa is a vet when it comes to these Rivals events. So seeing her pair up with a Crackley like this, definitely another top 10 team for sure. If not, again, a top 5 finish, because they were close yesterday.
Yeah, I have you.
They were close. What I love about these tournaments too, like you said, it's the extreme mixes. I remember the Nick A30 Twitch Rivals event not too long ago. We had Booga going up against Bushcamp Dad. Like Twitch Rivals is the only tournament you can get mix-ups like that. It's a lot of fun. And also kind of the unique styles of these game modes. We talked about it. Next match will be only vehicles. It seems like we're playing the only vehicle game now, but just wait till game 2, because once the zone gets closer and closer to the end, we're going to have everybody taking shots at each other. I think later on we're even going to have no assault rifles, no SMGs, so there's going to be a lot of unique kind of ways to play it out. You can hear Noah talking about it as well. Seems like some opponents don't want them to have a vehicle anymore, but fortunately enough, he has caught them.
Yeah. Good focus there from Noah. Taking out the opposing team's vehicle is going to be a priority, especially in this meta. I'm telling you, it's all about having the vehicle, right? When they're enabled in a competitive mode, it literally is get a vehicle, keep it healthy, play around it, right? That's what you do. That's how you get into the end game, especially when it comes to zero build and you can't build any of that extra protection for yourself. So these teams, you see, especially, of course, the Noah plays and Jaith, who won yesterday, fully expect them to have another top finish today, displaying exactly what you need to do verbatim in a zero build game in this meta.
Yeah, I like how they're using kind of the natural environment here to get a good line of sight on their opponents. As we switch right back over to Happy Gala alongside Tax. We're having fun. I think the last time when the clip happened, they were in a bush as well, emoting. So nice little breaks, you know. They're kind of like those supportive vibe breaks. Quick vibe check in the bush, see how we're doing, and then get right back into the action with the vehicles. But as you can see, the zone's getting smaller and smaller, so we're getting closer. It's kind of going to go like from 0 to 100. I mean, we're going to have all these players rotating around the vehicles, but it's going to get to the point where the zone is so small that all the action is going to unfold at once.
I agree.
I can't wait, to be honest. And look, plays like this coming out early here from Tax, while it's a good play, I don't want to see them use too many shield bubbles early. Like, save those, right? Like, once you get into especially the next zone, right? Like, this zone, yes, you maybe there's some justification to using it, but when the next zone closes and it gets really tight, it's going to be tough to protect that vehicle. So save those for the big moments for sure.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Got to conserve, and zero build is probably the most important thing for these tournaments, is making sure you have as much utility as possible in those final zones. Sometimes you get kind of forced to use shield bubbles or bunkers earlier in the match, which is also why people are using these vehicles. It's so they can conserve those utilities for when their vehicles get destroyed. But sometimes you don't have much of a choice. 34 players are still up. 25 seconds until this next zone closes. You can see it's already getting to a point where these players are running into each other, trying to do what they can to kind of disrupt their opponent's vehicles, but no big eliminations have been made so far.
Hey, Muscle Mommy B, we love the people invited to this event too, okay? I couldn't agree more. This is like genuinely a beautiful culmination of the Fortnite community, and you love to see it. Here with Happy Gal now, rotating around. Not too much going on this side of the zone. You do see the Medallion not too far away. But honestly, this season, the medallion hasn't been super useful. What are your thoughts, Tokata, on the current season's medallions?
Not as strong as last season's, but they're still good. I mean, there's still some medallions there that are strong.
That have
I'm more-
value.
Yeah, they have value. I'm more of a builds player, but still in zero builds. There's some good medallions, especially the one that grants you kind of that HP and shield over time. It allows you to kind of expose yourself a bit more for tags. But in zero builds, when you have vehicles, you're not risking too much, to be fair. So
Yeah.
kind of depends on the game mode.
they're going
in
for 'em.
this- In this specific game mode, though, we'll have to see 3 eliminations already for Clutch Shot and Vexy out of the 8 total players that have been eliminated so far. You can tell they want to play a bit more aggressive. Woo!
Oh,
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
oh, no. Yeah. You gotta be careful when you're throwing those, man. Like, ultimately, that little area of effect on those bad boys, like, is pretty hard to throw from the passenger seat of the vehicle. Like, and if you throw it just barely incorrectly, you're hitting yourself. And that's what we saw there from Clutch Shot. But that doesn't mean they're gonna stop anytime soon. They're on the hunt. You love to see it here, folks, as these cars are going to play an instrumental part in all the games, but especially, as Tokata mentioned, in Game 2, which is just moments away from happening. But as we finish up game number 1, I guess this is like a final prediction, Tokata. Do you have a team that we've watched so far that you're like, yeah, they got it?
I still think Noah's going to take it, to be honest. I still think Noah Jayth have it in the bag. We're going to see when the zone gets smaller, but you can see the EMP grenades that were being thrown. Just imagine when we're in the final zone here. There's like 15 cars. You throw one EMP grenade, 10 cars stop moving. Everyone jumps out. Chaos unfolds is what we'll see. But from replays right now, I don't know if this is a battle or kind of like a drift off that we're seeing currently. Just wait till the train comes through now and launches all of them to the other side of the map.
It literally, all I can think of is the Tokyo Drift theme song, that little Positidio, like, as they're just spinning around here. But you love to see it. Hey, listen, they're having fun. And that's what Twitch Rivals events are all about. It's like, that's the thing about Rivals, and that's what makes these so fun to be a part of, is like, it's more than just like a bunch of people competing. It literally is just a bunch of like the creators and personalities getting together and just enjoying a good time here and these events. And that's what you love to see it continue there. But I mean, when we talk about competition and competitiveness, you already know Jayth, no plays. They're going to be at the top of that. They're locked in.
Jayth cold-blooded right now, ice in his veins. You can see in his eyes how locked in he is. Ready. Where did the vehicle go, though, is my question. You can see it's marked on the map. They have a vehicle marked, but they're not inside of it. I wonder kind of what the overall game plan is as they get closer and closer to some opponents here.
This is good. I like this.
Yeah, it's going to be risky. They may have made a misplay, not paying attention to where the zone was closing in, lost the vehicle. Or the vehicle could have ended up getting broken. Who knows? Either way, though, this is their play, their moment as they play this slow. This is exactly what you need to do in the instance that you don't have a vehicle, right? Is try to take advantage, do as much damage as you can to those vehicles, just like that, and make sure you stay alive. But now, Tax on the offensive, looking to break things around him. He's got good control and good cover, but with some of this chaos ensuing near him, he might have some problems here soon.
A lot of players deciding now to let go of the vehicles, but Clutch and Vexy say, no, I'm staying in this till the end. Turboing around the map, exploding his opponents. But so far, no eliminations until their vehicle gets blown up. 33 HP, gets knocked down. Vexy now left alone. Does he have a bunker, a shield bubble, anything he can throw onto Clutch to kind of keep him up? No, he does not. Vexy now left alone.
That's a tough way to go out, too. You saw he not only had the Nitro Fist, but he had that mobility of the skulls, too. Like, literally, he could have maybe have comboed those a little better to stay alive. Nevertheless, unfortunate way to go out here, especially at the hands of Jayth there. You saw it. But now, Happy Gal, Tax, they had a bottom 10 performance yesterday, finishing off in 13th place. Or 14th place, my apologies. So today, you know they're coming back with a vengeance. I'm curious what they're going to do. But now, another top 5 team. It's Maddie and Colazo just showing up. You know what? Listen, I'm not surprised that Collazo brings the chaos to this one.
I mean, Maddie's popping off. She eliminated one, almost got another one as well. The amount of damage that they're applying with that cannon on the vehicle is insane. Fluger headshot chick as well, looking what they can do to stay up. Now, less and less vehicles in the game as players start using more bunkers, more shield bubbles. This is where it would have paid off to conserve those utilities for this last moment of the game. You can see they've almost made their own POI now with all the bunkers that are being placed once again and the vehicles that are exploding. But you got to be careful as the shots continue to come through.
I have 2 more.
So much happening here in the final moments.
Storm.
But
Oh,
no, Headshot Chick's
Oh,
gonna
no.
go down. She was in
I
Storm.
don't think so. Yeah.
Such an unfortunate
There's no one
way
here, but they're above
to
me.
end up being taken out. But wait,
Uh-oh.
could go for the play.
Uh-oh.
No. It looks like another team now just taking advantage of the fact that they're knocked. So that's gonna be unfortunate for Headshot Chick, as she's probably gonna be out of this one.
This
But
target EMP'd by
Fluger
me.
still alive,
Just
still
sitting ducks.
hope left in here as this other team throws down to compete and fight. With 13 players remaining, there's still a lot of people up here in these moving zones.
A lot of players going down as well, though. I saw Bucky go down, Somerset go down, but Tax and Happy still looking strong. 5 eliminations just for Tax. He's looking unstoppable as it goes up to 6. Still with a huge loadout. 2 shockwaves, 2 more bunkers ready to be put into play as he gets ahead of zone. Now with the opportunity to look back and take some shots on the players. Rotating in, and that's another one for Tax, bumped up to 7, but he's still hungry, and he's looking for more.
I talked about it before. I said these two are phenomenal. Despite them having a less than stellar performance yesterday, they're coming back big here in day number 2. Big shots come through. Despite losing his teammate, he's still in this one, trying to play it out. He's diving in. He goes for the box play. There it is. He takes him out in the bubble, places one of his own. Now shockwaving up. He's going for any plays that he can. Another one. Tax can't be stopped.
The Terminator looking unstoppable.
Oh!
He takes out the last player. Double-digit eliminations to finish off with a Game 1 victory royale.
Wow. What a game 1. I gotta say, listen, if you're gonna come in 14th place in day 1 and then come back like that, nah, they got winner energy right there. They might take home today.
That was amazing. I mean, just the whole final sequence. Like, it was so aggressive. The shockwaves into, like, you got that narrow window of, like, when you're falling in, the other opponent doesn't know that you're in the bubble with them. You got that one shot to hit him. You did it 2 times. Like, oh, it was so cool. You know, and hey, the Golden State or the Golden Khakis Award from State Farms for most best supportive player. I feel like, happy girl.
mean,
just saying.
Right after that, also, you see how he got the last elimination? He had the Nitro Fists, uppercuts the last player,
awesome.
slow motion from the Victory Royale. It looked like a scene straight out of a movie.
It was like a Falco punch, like, oh, it was so good. So much fun. What a great way to start game 1. I can't wait to see what our leaderboard looks like as well. Because again, it's not just the eliminations, not just the Victory Royale and the placement points, but also who dropped on the Nitro Dome. We saw a few teams that dropped there, but we don't know all who got points there. So we could definitely see some shakeups. I'm just excited. Yeah, what a great first game though. Double-digit eliminations and the Victory Royale. They've got to start in first place.
I think they even landed, correct me if I'm wrong, Panda, but at the start of the game, we saw Tax and Happy Girl land by the Nitrodrome. So they might have dropped on Nitrodrome, got the 2 points, rotated out, and continued with their route. If they did that, they're going to have quite the lead on the leaderboard.
You're 100% right. They did. So we couldn't confirm if they landed in Nitro first and rotated, but they were just to the right of it moments after the game started. So it did seem like they had just spent some time somewhere else, came over, but who knows? I can't wait to see if they were able to get those 2 points.
Chat's also all confirming they did land Nitro there. So, folks, what a game from them. Can't wait to see how many points they earned. Want to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll update you on the standings, get you set for game 2. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the State Farm Battle Royale Showdown on Twitch Rivals featuring Fortnite, folks. We've got game 1 in the books, 5 more games to go. So if you're just now joining us, you picked a great time to start watching the show. We got some crazy action with these Fortnite competitors. Many streamers, many gamers from across many different disciplines showing up today to try and compete. But Happy Girl and Tax there, Tokata, going to be taking game number 1.
I'm speechless after that last match. I mean, Tax finished with 10 eliminations, and I believe 5, even 6 of those were in like the last 30 seconds of the game. He was frying players out of the sky, hitting his pump shots in the shield bubbles, and finishing it off in style with a nice little Nitro Fist uppercut. It was a movie finish for the duo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a beautiful one. But listen, it's just game 1. There's still 5 more to go, but like I said, they got winner energy about them. So I'm gonna be watching them closely.
I'm interested to see too, because we were watching from his perspective. I'm excited to see the leaderboard because he had like streamer mode turned on. Every kill or every elimination you got was anonymous. Well, I wasn't certain what squads was he eliminating there. So we'll get to see when the results pop up here. We'll get to see kind of what the which duos made it the furthest there. Those final few duos. I don't know who it was. I don't know who was up there.
I don't know either, to be honest. I just saw Tax popping off. I wasn't too focused on who he was eliminating, but we'll see shortly once they update that leaderboard. What I do know is they have the confidence now and the momentum to continue strong in this tournament, but the issue is this game 2 isn't like the one we just played. It's only vehicles now, so you can't use the AR. You can't be frying your opponents. You've got, what, I think EMPs, remote explosives, and you can use your pickaxe, but you can't jump inside the vehicle and pickaxe your opponent. You can pickaxe them outside of the vehicle if you want to, so it's going to be a whole different mode right now, and we'll have to see how these players end up playing it out.
I love this. This to me, this is Twitch Rivals. This is like peak Twitch Rivals. Let's put some like really restricting rules on how people play a game and make you basically play a mini game for the entire game and see who can pop off in this mini game. Panda, that is the spirit of Twitch Rivals.
No, 100%. I think that's what makes these Rivals events so fun to watch, especially like, obviously I'm a little biased, right? I'm hanging out with 2 incredible people while we break this down, but like even the people at home have to be loving this. Like, it's just exciting. It's not the same game every single time. Like, there's something different for everybody. I don't know. It's just going to be a very exciting day of games. I can't wait to see the way that this finishes out.
Well, let's take a look at our leaderboard for the first time today. This is going to be the results from game number 1. Happy and Tax got to be up there on top for 27 points. They also get those 2 points from Nitrodrome, as chat confirmed there. But a shake-up here in the leaderboard. Where's Noah and Jake? They're not even on the first page.
That's what I'm looking for too. I don't know where they went. We got Happy Tax in first, Makeout Origin in second, Matty Colazzo third, Hanky Pilkey, who finished second yesterday overall after all the matches were played out, in 4th place, and then replays in 5th. I don't know where Noah is though, Panda. Who are you looking at?
I mean, listen, if you're not looking at Tax and Happy Gal, like 10 eliminations, you can literally combine 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place eliminations, and they still don't have as many as Tax and Happy Gal did. But here it is. Jathan Noah plays 14th place here, getting only 1 placement point and 2 eliminations. That means they fell outside of the top 10. 11th through 20th scores you 1 placement point. So that's ended up where they fell. But it did feel like they made it towards the end game. But that just shows you how tight it really is in those final moments.
My goodness, this is going to be a wild a wild rest of the day too, with how the players are. You look at that leaderboard. That sets a tone. There's a big gap between first and 20th right now. Obviously, you have 5 games to make it up. And can Tax and Happy Girl keep up the momentum? It's going to be even more difficult to be consistent in this event, Okada, than most events because the rules do change every single game.
It is kind of a dynamic factor, but I've actually just got info that there's going to be a change. The players did a vote, Wavepunk. The players had a gathering, and they voted that they actually do not want to play with cars for the remainder of the tournament. So although we thought it was going to be only vehicles in the next game, although we thought you could use vehicles in the other games, they thought, you know what, too many people were using them, so we have no more vehicles. Next match will be a vanilla game, standard zero build battle royale. So a little less vehicle chaos, but it's definitely going to be interesting.
You know, I mean, Panda, if it was me, I'd be voting for more vehicles. But this is why democracy is valuable. Everybody voting here, getting their opinions out there. We're gonna be playing some vanilla stuff there. I'm excited. We'll talk about that a little bit more here and how that shakes things up. Before we do though, chat, Guessing with Duncan is finished for today. Check out the Duncan leaderboard to see your placement. A friendly Twitch staff will reach out to confirm your prizing. For the top 10 scores, you can come back on a future Twitch Rivals for your chance to play and win. And chat, Sparked Energy by Duncan is the gift that keeps on giving. If you order ahead in the Duncan app and get a medium Sparked Energy, you can get it for just $3 for the month of July, all month long. Get a revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals when you try one of the 3 delicious flavors. I got Berry Burst, Peach Sunshine, Tornado Twist. Try one of them, folks. Promotion ends July 31st, so get your Sparked Energy today. Panda, Berry Burst, Peach Sunshine, Tornado Twist. Which one are you going with?
Peach Sunshine.
Peach, baby.
No contest. Like, I'm a peach guy myself, right? But I actually got to try it after I saw Cypher PK in the Duncan Sparked ad that they did recently.
Let's go.
So I saw Cypher in it. He's a Fortnite guy. I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. And sure enough, the peach one was phenomenal.
Did you try it now? You got me wanting to try it.
Yeah, we gotta go try. Wait, did you get to try the tornado one?
No.
I still don't know what does a tornado taste like?
What does a tornado taste like? There's only one way to find out.
I literally went, and mind you, like, obviously there's many different options. I was like, listen, I just want the sparked peach flavor. That's what I said to them. They handed it to me, and I will say it was good. And I felt good too. Boy, I was getting through the day. And I was hustling and bustling in New York, so any extra energy I can take while I'm there, I took it.
Okay. Well, folks, go get yours while you can. $3 for the month of July if you order in the app here. Let's talk about the tournament though, okay? Because this is a big shakeup. This is a big shakeup. Game 1 entirely defined by the vehicle play. And honestly, it's one of my favorite things about Battle Royale. It's the only esport where you can have genuine car chases as part of the meta competition. But that's out the window. We're not doing that anymore. We're playing normal vanilla Fortnite Zero build here. How does this shake things up? I feel like the game pacing going to be super different here, Tokata?
It's going to be more difficult for these players because we talked about it before. You have your bunkers, your shield bubbles, your porta bushes, but you don't have vehicles now. So when you're doing your rotates, you might be forced to use more utility as you're rotating because you can't use that vehicle anymore to kind of protect yourself from the shots and also just to rotate quicker. So it's going to take longer to rotate because you're doing it by foot. Yeah, unless you want to use like some shockwaves, but you want to conserve those. And then you're also going to be potentially forced to use more utility like bunkers or shield bubbles. So a lot more action, I believe, and there's not going to be as many players alive in those final circles.
Okay, well, the players are in the bus. It's time to get game number 2 underway. Some vanilla Fortnite Zero build action coming at you here, folks, for the State Farm Battle Royale Showdown. Let's get game 2 started.
We are. They love us because we are good neighbors.
Here we go.
Everyone wants a good neighbor.
Diving in with Tax. The game 1 winner. Hey, with the State Farm plug, you love to see it. So remember, this one was set to be a little different, but now it does look like we're just going to play the standard variant of the game. So for them, they're going to be able to rock whatever they need to. And it's an interesting change, right? Like, I understand it from a competitive standpoint why the vehicles being disabled is what they were going to vote for. But what do you think? What do you think on all this, Tokata? Is it the right call?
It depends. I can see for the, mentality of the players, I think less vehicles will be better. However, it is a little fun to see kind of the chaos, unfold in the late game with everybody crashing into each other, the EMPs, the explosions from the vehicles. But let's see how this end game plays out. Let's see how it differs from the previous match, and
I don't understand
we'll
the point of the drop map. Like,
Well, if you didn't know, Autumn is her. A little play on her name. But it's good to see them competing in this one here. It looks like...
See, this is the type of skin game I want to see. Okay? Like this full, full color.
Who let him back in here?
Here I am.
Who let him
me.
Who let him back in here? He said. Look, I'm on your boat though, Wave Punk. We were talking about best outfits yesterday. I think Happy Gal was our winner. However, now today we've got kind of a matching outfit. Got a llama in game, llama out of game. Even the kind of jackets llama colored. I'm liking what we're seeing.
This coordination. Get some points in my books.
Yeah, that's a llama necklace, right? With the llama jacket, with the llama back bling, and the llama outfit. But now they need to find a llama. Imagine they play this entire event and they don't find one llama.
No, that would be criminal.
Do you think she has a
absolute
for real
criminal
llama
from Fortnite?
There's like 2 acres and she's got an actual llama. No,
Imagine. That'd be sick.
And watch
I
it be
wouldn't
painted
surprised.
too. They just go out and like...
poor
It
llama.
looks like the Fortnite
There's
llama.
just a Fortnite llama.
Too far.
Too far.
That's
We'll
funny.
take a look here.
But-
J3 and Apply. Competitive players at heart. Fortnite might not be their specialty, but
You see that with the map
Yeah.
too. They haven't
Got the
unlocked
aim.
too many of those areas yet.
yeah. Trying to see if they can hire NPCs. Kind of testing out the waters here.
What do I do?
I think you just summon a thing. Like a
Right now?
I love the
ship, yeah, just
comms
do it.
between this duo. Dorius and Doki always, their vibes are always incredibly pop. Listen to that. They're just having a blast. I mean, it looks like they're just having fun. I mean, at this point, what did they even just do, Panda? I haven't seen that
That's-
before.
So that's the new item today. So it's a ship, right? And a bottle. And basically you take the bottle, you throw it down, and it summons this ship that just destroys builds. It damages players. Like, it is insane what you can do with this thing. And like, that's just a basic taste of it. Imagine throwing like 6 of those down in an end game, and you just see these ships flying everywhere.
That would be
You good?
also criminal, but a lot of fun. I'd like to see it happen. Imagine with the vehicles too. You got cars, you got pirate ships now in the end game, flying everywhere.
I have 2 bunkers.
That would be pure chaos. Here we got Pilkey and Hank. They got second place yesterday, currently in 4th. So hopefully they can keep that momentum going as well. 13 points to start off the day. Not too bad at all.
Yeah, do I hold fists?
Not too bad indeed, but Pilkey needs to lock in here for day number 2. Just outside of the first place, you know he's hungry for first, but if Tax has anything to say about it, he's going to continue to deny him that. And honestly, after that game 1, they have to be high energy, high momentum, and I can't see them slowing down much to this for Happy Gal and Tax. But for Pilkey, you know he's the destroyer, right? He's the dethroner, is what I like to call him, because he is that one player that, like, his confidence is always through the roof. And sometimes you're like, okay, somebody can't be like match that confidence with their energy and their play style. But he has moments where he breaks through. He'll be like, I'm the best player in the world. And all of a sudden he shows up and he actually wins an event. And it's like, oh, wow. Okay. Pilkey's not one to ignore.
Oh, you see that? Dorius
Wait.
just took out Bucky. I told you this guy had aim.
No.
Goodness.
Dorius back at it
Bucky.
again, showing what he is made of. Having fun, eliminating pro players.
So we can just chill on their body for now then. Be great.
I actually really enjoy. So I've personally, this is the first time I've been on Dokivert and Dorius's streams, and I love this setup, right? This like VTuber style, like built-in avatar that speaks alongside them. I think that's such a sick setup for them. But wait, of course, as I'm speaking,
No!
One goes down.
Uh-oh.
No, we lose Doki Bird, but Dorius still up, running, moving, gliding. Should be able to escape, but no.
Being chased.
It is Soka on the hunt.
Bulu, Soka, and Cosmic. They played well yesterday. Can they keep it up today, though? 794 crowns. It's got more than me. Looking to see if they continue the pursuit, but it seems that it's not going to be on their bucket list, as they're going to continue to dip their toes in that river of sticks to recuperate those dashes and make their way right back to Grimgate.
Yeah, there they are. Now they're going to fight for this. Interesting choice here. With the absence of the medallion from last season, this boss fight is a little less valuable per se, but still has some value to it, so I can see why they're taking it. But now Tax back on the hunt. That's going to be one for them. It looks like could be the first one on the board for them, too. He throws down the Nitro, gets the full elimination there in the tree, and keeps it moving. That's what he needed right there. Another strong start here for Tax and Happy Happy Gal.
I wonder who Tax just eliminated. They had Anonymous, so I'm not sure who it was, but they were moving pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a top-tier competitor.
I was like, yeah, you know, I could pretty much guarantee an elimination.
Trying to listen to the comms to see if I get a hint, but looks like Tax got a snipe, permitted them to play a bit more aggressive and push in. We can see now 35 players up. We'll see how it compares to when there was vehicles in the game. How many players will be up in these further zones?
Already less. So definitely going to be a significant change to the way this one's played out.
Movement, though, you said, right?
But
Here, Nitros.
we got Cosmic to switch over the other side of this Ulusoka team here.
Ninth
Playing
place
this one.
is where they finished yesterday, in ninth. So they had top 10.
Yeah, still a good finish for sure.
19th now, though, so hopefully they're able to get a bit of a comeback in one of these matches.
Yeah, plenty of time still on the board for sure.
Snipe on one.
Wait, going for the snipe. Could be. Ooh, just a little to the right there.
Just gonna keep going.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna go over here. There's.
You know, listen, after seeing Clix's season 1 of this chapter with his sniper work, like it's hard to see anybody try to use the sniper and be like, yeah, you know, listen, just watch Clix a little more from that first season, because that was nuts. But nevertheless, Cosmic does end up getting the elimination there alongside Soka. They get a few on the board, which is good. Good sign here for the health of their game. And wait, they're using quite a bit of utility though here. I don't know that it was necessarily worth it, but they are still safe and they're still moving.
I wonder if it's because they had spare utility, so they just wanted to use it, but they're using 3 weapons. I mean, shotgun, sniper, and SMG. Normally you'd see people drop one of the weapons in this case to pick up even more shield bubbles or even bunkers, but worked out in the end. Nice little 2-piece double shot. And you can see even more utility has been dropped on the ground now.
Yeah.
Will they decide to take it or not? That was the question.
I mean, if it were me, I'm opting to drop the SMG, right? That shotgun has a high fire rate and the sniper's value from a distance. Like, I don't need 2 close range weapons, so like the SMG loses it for me for those bunkers, because the bunker value in the end game is so massive, and that's the second stack now that they've come across that they've left behind. So definitely an interesting choice. I mean, it's easy for us to say this on the sidelines versus being in the thick of it competing, but definitely cool to see these different choices being made by these duos.
Doki Hanky once again. Nice little elim out of the sky. 32 players already. We're going to see there's going to be a lot less people up as this match goes on compared to the first one. Trying to see what loot they might have just secured. They got a medallion, actually.
We might be chilling, brother.
Alongside that boom bolt. Boom bolt's dangerous. It's got kind of an AoE effect where even if you don't land your shot onto the player directly and just in the surrounding area, you can still damage them. So in zero build with the bunkers, it's extra special.
Yeah, I think you dropped
Shield bats.
Here we go. Let's listen in with Dorius as they get back into this one.
Okay, let's grab that, and then let's do this.
It looks like they finished off the boss fight, and now they're kind of just focused on looting up and continuing on with the rest of the match. Collazo, though, controller player who I was going to say doesn't miss his shots. Might be just a few unlucky ones.
They're going here.
Yeah, listen, we know, right? Controller aim at a distance, it's not quite the same, right? But as soon as you put them face to face, that's a different topic.
Different story. Give him the benefit of the doubt from the range. Here it comes. This could be a potential. It's actually against Vanessa.
It's Vanessa.
And Crackly. Ooh, this could be dangerous. Does Collazo have an angle? I think he does on that window. If she stands still in that window, this could be tragic. But unable to connect.
Unfortunate there. I thought it was set, right? I thought the shot was going straight through, but no. The wall protected Vanessa there for just a moment longer, and now they know they're up here. So that's a big problem here for Collazo and Maddie. However, they're spotting other people. This positioning, though, honestly, is pretty solid for them. They just need to kind of stay right around here, keep moving, don't let anybody catch an angle on them, and make sure that they are playing defensively, because they need to kind of push these other players away, let them know that, hey, listen, we can hit our shots like Collazo's doing now.
There we go.
Okay, you know what? He forgot to turn on aim assist. It's on now, though.
The controller's getting put to full effect now. Shots are being connected, I can confirm. Other players close by, though. Just got to be careful if they decide to play a bit more aggressive. There's the issue of not having vehicles anymore. You can't protect yourself with them. You have to use the natural environment, the rocks, the trees, the mountains, or even the bunkers or shield bubbles if it comes down to it. As Collazo quickly enough is going to take shots at his opponent to try and get them to go away, but it looks like the focus might be on them now. Ooh.
I'm curious what that was doing that large, like, rocket-esque damage. Nevertheless, though, Collazo, Maddie, now going to sit on the side of the hill.
No.
Actually, not a bad spot. And remember when we were talking about outfits earlier? There it is. The black variant of the Focus outfit.
Yes, sir.
What?
They got
Definitely my
synergy.
favorite.
They got the synergy, which is important. Could have been the boom bolt taking shots. Also, an interesting thing is with the new POI of that pirate ship, there is cannons again that shoot cannonballs. So if you're around that area, you got. Well, if they took a cannon from that pirate ship to this part of the map, I'd be impressed myself. That's what Dorius is right now. But they were able to get Doki back in the game. So now we'll see if they're able to make it to zone as well.
Oh, like the very, like in Olympus?
Yeah.
Ooh, look at this position, Panda. On top of Mount Olympus, on the statue, probably the highest elevated location you can be at currently.
There's kids there.
And you can see
You wanna get
the
your
zone
boost?
is going to end up pulling towards them.
I don't want to say it.
And if it doesn't, the zone after that as well,
I see it.
this could be prime positioning.
It did.
This
Oh
is
my God,
looking
it's not
good.
falling either.
It's so difficult to connect shots on them from where they're at right now. And if anybody even tries to attempt to get close to them, they have the advantage and can easily start targeting them from afar. So this is a really good spot for Vanessa and Crackly. And it looks like they are going to get the next zone, too. You see the zone flashing there, Chad. If you don't know, that means they got the
Forecast tower.
Yep, that forecast tower that allows you to understand where the next zone is going to be. So they at least have this zone and the next zone secured from up above.
Good strategy. It's what you love to see. Collazo, you could see, was attempting to kind of blow up the gas station there to try and do a bit of damage on his opponents. Unfortunately, couldn't do it in time, but now they have to make that rotation to zone. But they're not just going to stop in the corner of zone. They're trying to get even deeper into a better position. For Ulusoka, though, a bit of danger here. They're going to have to be cautious.
Good play there from them. Pretty aggressive. That's kind of where you need to be at this point. You can't stand still. You just got to move. And yes, while exchanging shots here has some value, you just need to continue pushing forward. And that's what you see them doing now. That's going to be Pilkey up on the hill, unsurprisingly raining down terror on this other team. And needs to be careful, though, as now the return fire catches Pilkey off guard, now forcing him to use some utility that he otherwise wasn't expecting to have to use.
Boom Bolt came through, but unable to connect as well. They are playing by a launch pad, so if they need to rotate later, they have a pretty clean rotation set up. I think it's Cosmic and Ulusoka on the receiving end here. They might be forced to use a bunker if they're not able to cover themselves by a rock or a ridge or something. But what a shot!
Wow.
By Cosmic. Headshot from the hand cannon. That was disgusting.
Was nuts. Yeah. You gotta love Takada and I being on the same wavelength.
Absolutely nasty. We'll see if he continues with it, though. Our game 1 winners, Happy Gal. I said girl last game. Apologies. Happy Gal. I'm just gonna keep messing it up. That's on me. Anyways, with Tax, we'll see if they can get the back-to-back.
Interesting. You see, so they understand that Vanessa and them are up there. And so they're playing to the edge of the hill, right out of their POV. They can't see them, but they know that they're going to rotate here in this direction. But as I say that, unfortunately, getting caught off guard. There's a good bunker play here, though. Unfortunately, having to fall all the way down. They are still in zone, so this is great for Happy Gal. But this is going to be a tough area to rotate out of. They're flush to the ground here. This team is going to have a rough time trying to rotate around, especially with everybody maintaining some semblance of high ground.
You saw that rock that was in front of Happy Gal? You know, if it kind of looked like a face. No, is that just me? Anyways,
I see it.
Get off topic. You saw it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fluger headshot chick. Sniper rifle in hand. Dead center of the zone, almost guaranteeing them a pull on the next zone. Up there on top of Mount Olympus on the statue, I believe that's still going to be Vanessa and Crackley. Nice play from Somerset and Pred. I believe those outfits are applied. And his duo partner, as one is going to get taken out, but Somerset, just a sliver of HP.
Yeah, if you watch there, actually Somerset, wow, ended up knocking off her teammate. She ended up like side bumping him as he was trying to come around the corner. Ended up Somerset's teammate dropping, but hey, they're still in it. They're still healthy, despite that being a very close fight. Somerset's going to walk away with those 2 eliminations alongside her duo. But now that we have the insight, it is Vanessa and Crackley still holding it down here from above, and they don't have to go far to get a nice position in zone.
You can see at the top right in the mini-map, there's kind of 2 zones because of that forecast tower. They can see where the next zone's going to pull. And it actually pulls just on the edge of where they were. But you got to be careful. There was a whole other duo down below waiting for them. It was Noah. It was Jaith. And they're going to pick up 2 quick eliminations.
That is massive. I honestly thought Vanessa had that one secured. But unfortunate there. They're going to go down. Now it's all up to Somerset to rotate forward here, catch this team off guard. This is going to be a tough fight here. We talked about it before. When you have to go up and down these elevation points, it just makes the game more and more difficult. And for the teams that are above, that have the high ground, it literally is their game to win or lose. All comes down to this, though.
21 players up now. A lot less compared to the first match. We can see the effect of not having vehicles to rotate, as Tax and Happy Gal have a far rotation that they will have to do here. Nitro Splash is going to be used. Nitro Fists in hand as well to elevate themselves up this hill, but it's the same idea that a lot of their opponents have, so they're going to have to be careful.
Yeah, careful, but they need to be on it, right? Like, yes, make sure that you're not making mistakes, you're not getting caught off guard, but you still got to be going for those fights, because that's what made that first game so special for them. But now, though, we switch over to Cosmic. Cosmic trying to take some shots here. And wait, they have to be in the presence of Tax, right? Tax was just right there.
They must be. They're close. You could see how many eliminations they had as well. I think Cosmic had almost 6 elims. Clutch shot with 4 as well. A lot of aggression from these duos we've been seeing. As a shield double is going to be placed. Reddish and Pen taking shots at Clutch Shot and Vexy.
Yo, the skin shake up. Came in 20th after game 1. Said, you know what? The original, the black's not doing it. Let's go with the green.
I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
The nice change of pace. Surprised it's not red. Oh, it is a red head, though.
It's close. It's as close as you can get. As the zone is actually going to pull back towards them. So this is huge. They don't necessarily even have to rotate yet. They could just sit here and take shots at all the players that have to rotate in. And then later, once the zone is already close to them, make that rotate with the Nitro Splash and place a shield bubble or bunker in the zone. For Clutchshot and Vexy, though, they're going to play for a little bit of a quicker rotation. Nice little EMPs coming through. The aggression as well as Vexy in the box. Is he going to eliminate them, though? That's one.
Wow.
That's two. Both eliminations secured.
Beautiful execution here from the duo of Clutchshot and Vexy. But it's not done yet here. There's still 12 players remaining in this one. And a lot still on the line. Shots being taken, but shots not quite connecting either as these teams are rotating all around them. This could be one that they take, and sure enough, they get the knock. That's going to be significant. If they can finish that one up, that's going to be a few more points on the board for them with 6 total eliminations together. They are doing something that most other teams have struggled to accomplish, and that is finish strong with multiple eliminations.
11 players up now as the clock keeps ticking. Zone getting closer and closer. 20 seconds till it fully closes, so they have a long ways to go. But Noah still up on the hill, connecting shots with a sniper rifle, making a good use of his positioning, depending on where this next zone pulls. If it pulls right back up the hill, that is going to be perfect for Noah and Jaith. Just 5 more seconds, and we'll get to see if RNG is on their side. For now, it's all about connecting shots, hitting those opponents, and unfortunately the zone is going to pull down the hill, so Jaith and Noah are going to have to rotate.
Here it is. They're looking for whatever they can take. I love this play here with these gloves. Obviously clearing out a lot of the bunker protection, allowing them to open up and Jaith to take those shots. It's definitely a smart play on their part. However, if these teams have anything to say about it, they're going to go ahead and take advantage. That's going to be Vexy finding one.
Ooh.
Maybe finding 2. Could be finishing this one up, but no. They end up escaping there with the gauntlets. Oh, no.
That's not good. Vexy's left alone now. Current elimination record of the day is Tax with double-digit elims at 10. Vexy on his own has 8. 2 more to be able to tie with Tax. Is he going to go for his duo partner, though? He's trying to pick him up. He's trying to bring him back into the game, but it's going to be Pilkey and Hanky who are ahead of the zone now, taking shots back, trying to drop down their opponents, and doing a great job at it.
Yeah, they're playing this very well together here, though Hanky taking a lot of damage. This team's now going to be forced to push forward, potentially trying to catch them off guard. You see the bunkers coming out here. It's Rotten Twinkies holding it down. He does get one, but he gets stuck. Unfortunately, he's going to go down. Now, Jaith, no plays on the high ground, connecting some massive shots here to continue on, but they need to move in from zone. The Nitro Fist coming out to play. Big shots come out, but not quite enough to finish up, and there it is. There it is. Your boys, Tokata, have taken it.
They played that so well. By the books, Noah and Jaith, you could see they were in the highest elevated position on the Mount Olympus and then slowly came down alongside the zone, keeping that prime position, getting elim after elim and securing that victory royale. Great clean end to game number 2.
Yo, these Nitro Fists are so cool. They're so cinematic. Like, we're getting such great end games because everyone's got them there in the final circle.
Well, it's funny because we haven't had them for quite some time. They were removed for the game for an extended period of time, and now they've just made their return. And so we're getting to see how they play out in a tournament format. This is the first. Obviously, FNCS doesn't have them, so this is kind of exciting to see how they blend so well together with that Victory Royale moment. It really does feel cinematic.
This is going to be a fun one. Yeah, we got a great tournament in store for you guys so far. Already got 2 games done, 4 games left to go. Game 2 was vanilla. Assuming the rules stay the same as they are, Game 3 is also going to be vanilla. So if you enjoyed what you saw, we're about to give it to you again. But a big change. But you know, we did see the moment you take away the special rules, man. Noah and Jaith Tokata, they are the target to beat.
Yeah, they're good at playing it by the books. And like Panda was mentioning, we haven't seen...
Welcome back to the State Farm Battle Royale Showdown on Twitch Rivals featuring Fortnite. I'm Wavepunk. We got Tokata and Panda along for the ride, folks, and we're going into game 3 here, Panda. This one is this is the middle. We're going out of the first half after this game. We'll kind of have really the tone set. The leaderboard's really going to matter after this game.
100%. And I think we already see some of those leading teams pulling ahead. But there's going to be some teams that still can make a comeback, but it starts in this game, right? Yes, you can have 1, maybe 2 throwaway games and still win it all. Well, guess what? If you had those 2 throwaway games already, now you got to start picking up the pace, right? Game 3 is here. We're almost to the halfway mark, and the halfway mark is really what sets the tone of how this game is going to play out and who's going to be able to continue to climb forward, especially with the amount of eliminations we're seeing these teams walk away with. Like, if you do the math, Tax in game 1 had 20% of all the eliminations, right?
Yeah.
Or more than 20%, I should say, of all the eliminations possible to grab in that game.
It was a very impressive number that they put up. Let's see how good their number was in game number 2 here. I want to show you the numbers, the results, the standings from game 2. This is just how many points they earned in game 2. So obviously Noah and Jaith there with 6 eliminations and the Victory Royale are going to take that top spot with 21 points. Clutch and Vexy going to come in second, just 3 behind them there. And Happy Gal and Taxon still get 7 points on top of their impressive performance from game number 1. So, you know, a pretty solid, getting 6 placement points here. A very solid performance from that team.
Yeah, I'm looking to it. Clutch and Vexy, 9 eliminations, 9 placement points. So literally a tie between placement and elimination points. Those elims literally bumped them on top of Hanky and Pilkey for that match, even though Hanky Pilkey outplaced them. So you can see how crucial it can be to play a bit more aggressive if it ends out turning well. We'll have to see how that combines up, though, for the overall leaderboard, because I'm curious to see now who is going to be in first.
It's crazy to think that if... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, if Noah, if Hanky and Pilkey had actually won that final battle there, they would have had 19 points, and then they would have 18 points, then there would have been a 2-way tie coming out of that game. Doesn't matter. It's just fun math stuff. Here's how things went for the rest of the teams in game number 2, which leads us with this overall leaderboard. Happy Gal and Tax still holding on to the lead, those 7 points, enough to keep them in first.
That's good for now. We'll have to see if they can hold on to it. 34 points leading the pack, and second place is Hanky and Pilkey with the consistent placements, 13 points, then 14 points for a total of 27, but just 1 point behind them is Clutch and Vexy at 26 points, and 2 points behind them is Noah and Jaith. Fifth place for Swearin' Rod and Twinkies at 21. It's a close leaderboard. This is still anybody's game, Panda.
It really is. I mean, look, yes, there is a pretty decent lead there for Tax, but if you're, let's say, like, I would say at the lowest, if you're like a Thieves and Ecstatic level, right, 9 points, you have 2 25-point plus games, and they don't necessarily have as consistent of performances, you're back in it, right? It really is still anybody's game at this point. It just comes down to how the next few games are played, and how some of these extra rules in some of these games coming up could play a factor in how these teams play out.
Yeah. Oh, we talked about, you know, some of the teams we talked about as being favorites are sitting at the bottom of our leaderboard right now. But as we've said a few times already in this segment here, Tokata, this is the game where it matters. You can have a few slow games at the start, but once we get into game 3, you got to get it figured out, or you're going to have to basically win out in the final 3 games to have a chance at winning.
Yeah, you got to step it up. I'm trying to remember who it was that literally won the last game of yesterday and launched themselves up the leaderboard.
Maddie and Syned, right?
Yeah, Maddie and Syned. They popped off in the last game, and you can see how big of a change it can have.
Well, folks, game 3 is ready to go. This is the make or break point for some of the teams. It's going to be a wild one, and I believe rules-wise, this one was the one that was slated to just be a vanilla game going into it. So we're getting a run back of what we had in game number 2. Let's see how the teams handle it.
There it is. This is our interviewee in Reddish. And, of course, my early prediction for this one, Reddish and Impin. My prediction, I can't lie. Not playing out how I expected, Tokata.
Look, anything can still happen, Panda. You said it yourself. Only, well, not even halfway through yet. After this match, we'll be halfway through. So they've got technically 4 more matches to kind of pop off in a sense and bump their way up the leaderboard. This is going to be another vanilla match. The game after this, though, basically all the assault rifles will be banned. So that's going to be interesting. I know Tax is incredibly good at tracking and hitting his shots. So without having an assault rifle, we'll see how that changes things up. But so far, no hotspot, no safe zone, no weapon restrictions on this match.
Yeah, you gotta love the just kind of core gameplay that we get to see here at this point, right? Like this is just traditional, standard Fortnite gameplay. However, these are the games that favor, you know, like we said before, the Jaiths, right? The Pilkies, because this is what they play all day long. This is what they understand at its core, and this is where they're going to thrive. But as soon as you limit them in some way, shape, or form, or adjust the way that they are allowed to play the game, that's when they sometimes, I don't want to say fumble, but they fall short of expectation, right? And we saw it there in game number 1, right? Like Jaith, alongside his teammate Noah Plays, they were 18th, I believe, going from game 1 into game 2. So let me just confirm that. But like, it was not necessarily a performance we anticipated. They were, let's see.
I think it was close to there, right?
Yeah, they were somewhere right there in the bottom half. So it's definitely like one of those situations where if the environment doesn't favor you, you can fall behind. And so that's what we'll see the impact of game number 4, because 4 is where we have that next switch up that could more or less limit what Jaith plays.
Yeah, I mean, the big change is that now they're top 5. They went from bottom half of the leaderboard to top 5 in a single match. So you can see how impactful these pop-off big games can be. And even Tax and Happy Gal, who got almost 30 points in their initial match with 10 eliminations and the victory royale, they are holding on strong to first place still. So all it takes is that pop-off match. We're playing the 3rd game out currently. And after this match, I think every single match will have different dynamics. So it's the last kind of fully vanilla match of the day. And like you said, this is going to favor a bit more of kind of those competitive players, because there's nothing that can kind of stop them in a sense. So we'll see who ends up taking it. Will it be a back-to-back from Noah, or what's going to be the ultimate game plan? But Redline Rig is a very good drop for this season, and I believe Reddish has it uncontested, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do a good job.
I wouldn't be either, but now switching over to Bucky. Ooh, it's a little return, a little payback for Bucky himself alongside his teammate, his Cruiser. This was the turn in this fight they needed. They've been losing this off-spawn beef to this team now twice. So here in game number 3, potentially coming back once more. You see now Bucky on the hunt, just trying to follow along here, see if he can connect or catch up with this other player. He's decided to disengage. Smart play here. He was going a little too far, in my opinion, especially with the other teammate or the other player having high ground above him. So good play, smart play on his part to just disengage, continue fighting on, and hope to find some eliminations and points along the way.
The pursuit is on. The hunt begins, but looks like Bucky's going to take the safer route for now, like you said. Matty Colazzo looking healthy at the moment. Pretty good loadout. Not sure what Colazzo's rocking, but I saw them taking some shots from afar, trying to get a bit of damage, seeing kind of what their options are looking like. But 37 players are up. It is the start of the match, but maybe now that players have played a vanilla match out, they kind of know how the rotations play out, what players drop around them, and what might be a safe route versus a bit more of a risky route. So if we see less players get eliminated during the start of this match in the initial zones, I wouldn't be too surprised. We talked about the new POI. Here it is. You can see in front of them that new pirate ship. It's got some cannonballs on it. It's got some chests. It's even got that one item potentially that you talked about, Panda, that you kind of turn into a pirate ship. It's interesting. So we'll see if anybody ends up using that.
I'm curious if that item is specific to that area, right? Like, it seems to be like, it's not like it's like a mythic item. It is, I think it's a green rarity, so uncommon. So that leads me to believe that they would potentially put it in regular chests and stuff alongside the game, like the rest of the game. But who knows, right? Like, if I were knowing that this thing existed, that would be a priority for me, especially if like it had increased drop spot in the shipwreck, like I would be there nonstop. Because again, imagine that final zones. You throw that thing down, it pops you instantly to high ground, and then just runs through any existing builds in the way. Right, like all the bunkers that are being thrown down, all gone.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that game plan. I'm curious. Does it breaks all the
Oh, it
builds,
is
right?
mythic.
There
it is.
Okay.
I don't know why I
That's-
thought it was a green rarity, but I guess it's a green juice. But that
you can see
thing,
it.
and it only stacks 1, it looks like.
Ooh, I'm curious to see how they're going to end up using it. We'll see if Jay and Apply kind of save it for the late game or end up using it now. We talked about the best outfit of the day. I kind of like the combo we're seeing here. It's a bit unique.
Good one.
I know these players have aim from the game they're used to competing in. We'll see if it kind of transfers to Fortnite. I think they were taking shots at Bucky,
Yeah,
but unable
probably
to
there.
connect any.
You know, that outfit is like the cozy outfit, right? Like obviously cozy in the sense of the word. Like yes, wear like the monkey outfit as it is like a sock monkey and it's cozy, but also Cozy the creator always wears the sock monkey, right? Especially in rivals events. So when I first see that, that's the first thing I think about, right? Shout out Cozy. She actually was the reason I played in my first ever rivals event back in 22, right when Zero Build came out. Listen, we love Twitch rivals here.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
No, they went against Bucky as well. I think they weren't even able to use the pirate ship.
Yeah.
Tragedy.
Man, someone
look at
last
replays.
game was like, "Why aren't you guys ever showing Jay? Why aren't you guys ever showing Apply?" So sorry.
Well,
Observer curse.
Yeah.
Punk sound a little too happy to say that. As we look at NPen and Reddish now. Rocking the
good to
same
see.
skin as last match.
Yeah, it's good to see Impin, right? Like we got to see some Reddish last game. First time seeing Impin on the screen, so shout out to the boy. Oh wait,
I know the urge of that car. You see it. I almost wanted to jump in myself, but
literally dancing around it. I was like, why is he not getting in the truck? And then I remembered the
what's he
rule
doing?
change.
Replays once again, back on his perspective. They are right above Clutch and Vexy, but we know something about Clutch and Vexy. It's they like playing aggressive, and they're good at it. But Vexy has been cracked, so now put into danger. But danger is no worry for Vexy as he uses the Nitro Fits to get right into the face of his opponent. Now a 2 versus 1 if no third parties come through. But you gotta be careful. Out of nowhere, Vexy dropped to literally 1 HP, but his duo partner is gonna clutch it up and finish them off.
Wow. That was a little close for comfort, if I had to say so myself. Definitely not the position you want to find yourself in, but they're still alive. They made it out of that one, but still a close call for them. But now we switch over to Maddie and Colazo. This duo has definitely found not only some screen time, but some eliminations to boot. Not quite this game, though, so they're going to have to start picking up the pace a little bit as we keep it moving. They're in 7th place going into this one, so that is a phenomenal spot to find yourself in here. Anywhere in the top 10 is going to be a great spot if you want to go for making a run at first place. But wait, oh no, it's Clutch Shot, and this man is on a tear, folks. He is looking primed and ready to go to take these fights.
They are not done cooking. Vexy and Clutch Shot continuing with their aggression. What I'm surprised, though, is Vexy hasn't even healed up. He still needs, like, a med kit or something, but they're not done pushing. Is it Colazo and Maddie that they're pursuing? I'm not sure. I think it is, but Colazo's basically out of options here.
Oh, yeah, this is
not
rough.
looking good.
Building the shield. I like this play.
Could this be enough?
Nah. I was like, it could keep him in it, and no, instantly jumps on him.
It was a nice attempt, though. It was Clutch Shot, right, who secured that elimination? I believe it was. Now,
yeah, it was him or Vexy.
Yeah, and Vexy looks like he picked up another opponent. So they have 5 total eliminations now. Great way to start off the match.
Yep. Bucky's still in this one. Having the comeback game we discussed before. 3 eliminations on the board. All 3 at the hands of Bucky as well. So you got to know he's loving life right now. He's feeling excited. This is the game comeback that he wanted. We might see those Bucky fans rise here and him make a nice little push into the top 10.
Hopefully, we'll have to see. Wait a minute. 37 white. Nice little knock. It looks like Bucky and his duo partner Cruiser now are going to continue their wrath, but you got to be careful as the shots continue to come through. Nitro is going to be picked up. 37 cracked now onto their opponent. Another knockdown. It's a different duo.
Wait,
One
what
player is
happening?
left. It seems like they fully eliminated a solo or knocked down a solo, and now there's a whole other duo that was actually Vexy and Clutch Shot. And Clutch Shot's trying to escape now.
Oh no. Tough place to find him, but wow, he is going to be able to escape here. Surviving for a little bit longer, but now needs to find some heals or something to stay in this one. Wait, pushing in.
Do they know?
Bucky. Ooh, Bucky doesn't know where he's at. This is good for Clutch Shot.
Do they know?
Nice. Good shit, bro. You're him.
And there it is. Both players picked up now. Bucky and his duo partner have 5 total eliminations, and I believe Vexy Clutch Shot also had 5. So 2 of the elim leaders in the game now. One of them being eliminated. Looking like this could be the comeback game you were looking for, Panda.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed. Honestly, especially for Reddish and Inpin, while Bucky's having their comeback game, Inpin and Reddish need one as well. They were a little bit lower on the field here in 19th place with 4 points on the board. They don't have any eliminations quite yet, but that can turn pretty easily in their favor if they start getting a little more aggressive. But I feel like they've played very reserved, not very typical of what we would see from an Inpin or a Reddish here.
Yeah, but we'll have to kind of see how that ends up benefiting them, or on the contrary, being a negative factor. But for Ulusoka and Cosmic, what's gone wrong? They've been playing quite consistent throughout the day. It looks like Ulusoka's gonna go for that reboot card, but is she gonna try and finish off the engagement? They already eliminated one. It could be just the 1 versus 1, and now with the high ground positioning, she does have the advantage, but the Nitro Fist is not going to be enough. Bucky's wrath continues. I don't know how many eliminations they have now, but they're looking almost unstoppable.
Actually, go right.
That caught me off guard, right? I can't lie. I feel for you, Soka. That was a rough way to go out, but I'm not surprised. Bucky, as soon as he gets some momentum, he doesn't slow down, right? And he's excited. He's pumped. And you know, listen, if he wins this game, fully expect a headset warning to have to go out, because he is going to be screaming at the top of his lungs and probably breaking our eardrums. So we will have to keep a close eye on that team if they make their way into the final moments. But another team, of course, it's the Game 2 champs. It's Noah Plays. Jade still alive in this one.
Look at this, 24 players are up currently. This is the least amount of players I think we've seen up by this zone throughout the day, so a lot of aggression has been coming through. Happy though, maintained to keep the vibes at an all-time high. I like the position they're in too, on congested side of zone, making use of the environment to stay covered. But if we take a look as Ecstatic and Thieves, a huge shot being connected to pick up that second elimination for the duo.
I'm looking at the way he holds the controller, man. Like, respect.
You do not claw?
Claw grip?
Yeah.
No, I can't. It's always been like something that's fascinated me, but I just unfortunately have not been able to. But ever since I switched off controller, skill diff for real. Ever since I switched off controller, like the second year Fortnite was around, I've struggled to go back, period.
Yeah.
Even when I play like Switch games, right?
Yeah.
It just feels wrong. And so, except Smash Bros, because listen, I'm undefeated. Ain't nobody stopped me there. But
dude,
every other game.
Her repertoire here. This is like the 3rd different dance she's done on stream.
That's like, yeah, it's like 4 emotes in a row, like back to back to back, switching through emotes, and she's got the movements down. Like, She's
that
got it choreographed, practice to the millisecond too.
Yeah, that's got to take some practice. Tokata, are we going to see that from you next?
Yeah, we can keep that one in the private stream. Not gonna be doing that live.
100%. Next
here.
FNCS broadcast.
Just start emoting. Imagine.
It just
That'd be
switches to the
crazy.
casters, and there you are, man.
Just
Just
dancing.
hitting it.
I'll have to take some notes for that one. Anyways, we'll see what Jath and Noah can do here. 23 players up still. I believe 2 more players have been eliminated, but 1 gets rebooted, so a bit more action here. NPen and Reddish once again on screen, playing more passive, just trying to secure as many placements as possible. It's 15 total points if you do get that victory royale.
Yeah, it could be good for them, but again, they need those eliminations as well. They can't rely solely on a win to get back into this one. Because even imagine they get no eliminations and they win, right? The 15 points puts them at 19 points in total. And like there are people that have gotten that multiple times now, right? Like unfortunately, you just have to have those eliminations to top off the placement.
I only see 1. Yeah. That's true. We saw how crucial eliminations were in the first and second game from Tax and also Vexy. So if they can hold on to that momentum now, it should be more than enough to keep that position on the leaderboard. Swearing and Twinkies, though, 5th place. They've been playing well. Bucky now trying to get to double digits before we even get to the fully late game. The push comes through. It's against Vanessa. Looks like Vanessa has been knocked out as well. If he got both eliminations, that's going to put them at 9, but it looks like they only got 1 of them. 8 total eliminations now for the duo.
This is huge for them. We talked about what you need if you're going to make a comeback here, and they're doing it. Like, this is exactly what they needed. It's Cruiser and Bucky. FPS could be making a run at first place. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out the next few games for them. But game number 3 here is looking good so far.
Reddish continue to see if they can take some shots from afar. I'm scared, though. Bucky and his duo partner seem to just kind of be running through the lobby one by one, going duo to duo, just playing aggressive. So if we see that outfit in the surrounding area, you got to be careful. Looks like the Nitro rings are going to get put to good use here alongside that Flowberry Fizz, though. A good combination to propel yourself to almost the other side of the zone, basically.
Well, Jath, not quite connected shots here for him, but all in all, still good. Looks like Swearing now going to be moving and grooving. But, of course, moving and grooving without the cars. So I know it's been a bit of a switch up here from game 1 to now, but without having cars in the game, it's definitely made a difference. But, oh, no, happy gal. Not so happy now as she gets knocked here. And it's all up to Tax to finish off this game.
Static's going to be the one that got the elimination. I believe his duo partner is Thieves, so they're going to continue as well. 5 total elims for this duo. A lot of duos playing extra aggressive this time around. 20 players up now. I wonder where Bucky's at.
Bucky's got to be close. Obviously, he's ahead in eliminations, but close. And the scale of what's happening right now, he's got to be. I think he has a medallion, so I imagine he's one of these 2 teams on the right-hand side of the zone, if I had to guess.
If I had to take an estimated, calculated guess. Estimated, calculated.
Estimated, calculated. I like that.
Those are the type of guesses I like to do. Ecstatic Thieves, though, now continuing with the Nitro Fist to get up close and personal. Nitro splashes are going to be found. They have a long ways to rotate. You can see opposite side of the zone. I'm wondering if they're going to try and rotate early. You can see Bucky has kind of chosen to do exactly that, but